Hi friends, David here from Above AVL, and today we're talking about where should you place lights on stage for your band, particularly front light, but also backlight, side light, all the angles. Where do you put the stuff? Why does it matter? Let's dive in. So to start, I'm going to shove the whiteboard out of the way because I realize I don't need it here and talk about what determines where you put your lights. There's going to be a couple things, okay? Number one is where are the people on stage that we have to light, right? Are they just a single person in the front with a back line behind them? Are they, three people across the whole width of the front of the stage? How much do they move around, right? How much do we need to cover them moved around? And then we want to talk about, okay, do we have haze or we don't have haze? Because that's going to be a pretty massive delineator on where, to basically determine where we would put lights or not. Okay. Like, for example, I've got some haze in the room, right? And so, boom, putting spots, sharp edge fixtures, and even washes. We got washes up there. We can see that in the other camera. That looks awesome because with even just a little haze, like this is a pretty light amount of haze over here. But if you're able to use, a good thick haze, like for a rock show, that's where you want to put the bulk of your lighting, where you want to go ahead and make things work. But if you don't have haze, you don't want to put as much stuff in the back, right? And so in that case, you go, okay, let's rearrange a little bit. Let's talk about what to do there. So, as I noted, backlighting is easily the most important part of band lighting. It's where, especially with haze, you see the drama. Of course, you've got things like being able to shine things in the audience's eyes, like blinders, and really be able to get that punch out of lighting with a fixture like a blinder. That stuff looks really great. But even if you don't have haze, in most band rigs, the majority of the fixtures are going to end up behind the band. The kind are just going to change, right? Like if we don't have haze, we can go, okay, we can use fixtures more like this that are graphical. These are a pixel strip. Or you're just using, wash lights like this, a, pixel fixture that is battery powered to be able to create interest, be able to create that movement on stage, make things look awesome, but not actually project out a beam of light. Things that look good graphically are going to look good whether you have haze or if you don't have haze. Of course, if you have haze, beam fixtures, spot fixtures look amazing. Wash fixtures look good, especially if they can get narrow and beamy. And they're really going to set the stage, set the mood, and really be able to give you that great vibe that you need. Okay. So whether with haze or without haze, putting things in the back is great, right? It sets the mood, it creates that drama. It is the light that the audience honestly sees the best and is, probably the biggest part of a band lighting rig. Front light really matters as well too. And front light and backlight are the two primary things we want to do in band lighting. Okay, and we'll talk about sidelight in a minute. So when it comes to a typical stage for a band, right? Let's pretend we've got like an overhead view, okay? And we've got, three people across the front, right? More or less, that's going to be a very typical setup. Then of course you've got drum kit and maybe, keys and bass or something, right? If they weren't one of the three in the middle, right? So you potentially, typical rock band, typical festival setup or stage is going to be at the max, three in the front, three in the back. I know some bands you're going to have horns, percussion, but the general gist, right? This is what you need. So how do we light people from the front, especially on a budget? If you've seen other videos of ours, you'll see our video on creating an awesome even wash of light, washing across the whole entire stage and doing lights for every position on stage at 45-degree angles, right? So every position gets two lights at 45 degrees. If I talk while I draw, I'll get confused. And that works really well and can work in an ideal situation. Like if you have an installed venue, etc., it can be really nice to have two lights on every position. Bonus, if it's a moving light that can zoom, then you can tighten it down really close, okay, and not be throwing light everywhere because that doesn't look quite as nice. You just have to keep in mind that if somebody moves a lot, How are we going to light them, or do we care if they're lit or not, right? This is where possibly having a spotlight with an operator, or if you've got a little bit more cash in the bank, looking at a follow spot tracking system. They're not cheap, but you can use a moving light to then track someone either manually or with a body pack that would track them across the stage. Okay. And we keep seeing more of these systems coming out. So in the coming years, they'll only get better. Okay. So that can be an option if you don't wash everything. Okay. Now, that's kind of an ideal world, right? And if you're a gigging band, you're like, you know what? I cannot get lights up in the air at 245-degree angles at every show I do, right? It just ain't happening. And it's not practical for a typical gigging band to do something like that. Sure, you visit a venue that has those capabilities, it's nice, tap into it. But if you don't, you don't, right? And that's the majority of the time. So, what are some of the common ways that really make sense to light people bands from the front and still have it look really good? Okay. Number one, if you're like a small, just a solo artist or something like that, and you can get some of these tubes, these are the APLABS neon tubes. You can get these close to the band. They can actually be set in a solid color. They'll change the mode. I'll get it into a solid color, but you can see already, there it is. You can see already that like even in this studio space that is lit, taking one of these and having it light me is honestly pretty sufficient amount of light for a stage, especially in a dark area. Like it looks good and it's lighting the space pretty well, and it's battery powered. And you can put it on its tripod, up on something like I just had this up on a road case, or you can get it, they have different stands available. You can clamp mount them, and they have magnetic mounts for mounting it to anything magnet like speakers. Sometimes you can get something steel on your speakers, pop those magnets on, and you've got it at a good height for a solo or a duo, one on each side. Put some in the back for some extra energy, and you're off to the races, right? If it's a little bit of a bigger stage, that's not going to work, right? These are super wide. They throw light. They just kind of, they cast the light for a really short distance. On a larger stage, a lot of the times, you're going to end up right with a tripod stand or similar at the front corners of the deck. And, you want to get them, as front as you can, so they're not just on the side. But obviously, your situation with the stage, the size of it, where you can put things is going to dictate that. In that case, there's kind of two ways to slice the cake here. Okay. If you want a little more focused light and you have a little more space or a little more control, doing something that is multiple wash lights or pars, okay, is a really good option, because that allows you to take them, and a lot of times they're like at 25 degrees, so they're pretty tight. And you can point one, all the way across, point one towards the lead singer, point one here, point one towards the back, right? And you'd mirror that on the other side. Okay. That approach has worked well for gigging bands for years and is not bad. The only downside to it really is that, especially when you get in between different sections of light, it can get really uneven. You'll see bright spots and dark spots, but you are able to isolate the light a little bit better. Okay. The other thing we do a lot, and this can work really well, and a lot of times it might cost the same as doing 4 pars at the corners. Okay. Is to go ahead and, instead of doing 4 pars at the corner, doing a single like strobe type light. So like on the lower end, a really nice unit is like the 80J Jolt 300. There are, others that tilt and move, but you really don't need the tilt in this application, because you could just go, put that one big light. They often have like 120-degree beam angle. And then you're just gonna, point that basically across your stage, right? And it's gonna cover like that, right? It's gonna cover the majority of your space. It's going to be super bright, close to it. In the middle, you'll set it so that, it seems like a good brightness. And this can work really well too. The downside is, in Haze, you will see that thing pick up, kind of everything, right? It's quick, it's easy to put out. It looks really quite good, but you are going to definitely, if you run it fairly bright, you're going to pick a lot of it up in the Haze. So what about sidelight when it comes to band lighting? Sidelight is, we definitely love backlight, stick lights in the back, having them on a structure or on some individual stands. And if you need help coming up with ideas, our gear experts at aboveavl.com love to help and quote stuff out. just email us here at aboveavl.com. But the back is great. Where you can get some multi-functionality, especially with Haze or without Haze, is to put some stands or even put moving lights on cases or things like that on the sides, about midway back. Okay. What that's going to do is give you the ability to have a spotlight that is able to move, shine across the back, give the back a really nice color that's different from the front color, right? To have some variation there, to have a little bit more interest, to have another tool to play with. Okay. Or if it's a spot moving head, you can put gobo patterns across the back wall and across the folks in the back line, give that texture for moments where, they're not the highlight. We're focused on the lead singer. It might be a little more chill. You can kind of make them recede into the background, but create a really nice, really cool texture across them. And so that's a great way to use sidelight. And that looks great with Haze or without Haze. Like I said, if you don't have Haze, you definitely want to gear more towards, okay, lights that either just shine and are a wash type light. Spots aren't particularly helpful. The little things like the rings these color key creator series have can be really helpful because that's something visually people look at. It doesn't catch in the Haze. Things like pixel strips, battery powered pixel bars can be really awesome options when you don't have Haze, or if you have Haze, but you're like, what? I've got things covered. I've got a good set of spots or beam lights. I want to add something that gives a different flavor, a different punch. And that's definitely a great place to go with that. I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope this helped you as you were brainstorming lighting for your band. If you're doing a venue or a band and you're like, okay, I need to find the right stuff and get it all packaged together so I make sure I have everything I need and then get it into my hands. That's exactly what we do every day at Above AVL. That's the team behind this channel. It's myself and a bunch of other folks. There's about 5 of us now. And we love to just help people find the right stuff, quote it out at your personalized price, and help you get it into your hands. And then what we love to do is serve people so well that they go, hey, I want to keep working with you for years and decades to come. And that's what we love to do, is really work hard to make sure that we're getting the right stuff in your hand, answering your questions, getting you the educational resources to use it well, both lighting, audio, and video, and helping you get it. If there's anything we can do, email us at gear@aboveavl.com. We're always happy to chat, quote stuff out, help get it into your hands, and not only your lighting, but also audio too, including lots of brands that aren't on the site. So if you don't see a brand on the site, don't assume we can't get it. Just ask. We love to help. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.